Here is the iRoom design for the conversion of KB526 presented by Prudence Consultancy. The main focus of our design is that we'll have interactive equipment to provide you with numerous functions, which is just like the tangram puzzle you see here, where 7 pieces of puzzle interact with each other to come up with endless patterns. The core value of our design is that we're human-oriented, which means that we aim to enhance students' learning experience and to facilitate intellectual exchange between humans. So here comes the introduction. Let's look at the project information. The project is to design for an iRoom for the use of modeling, analyzing, and reviewing BIM by providing electronic enhancements in order to facilitate communication and enhance understanding. So next, let's look at the location selection. The location will be on the 5th floor of No's building. And as you can see from the floor plan, there are 41 rooms in total, and the current uses are office, lecture and tutorial room, and common place, which is the studio. And the selection criteria include first, causing minimal disturbance to current uses, and second, the area, which means that we prefer larger areas. And we have finally chosen the KB526 for the iRoom. 526 is the second largest room on 5th floor, which is about 1,800 square feet, and the current use is a lecture room. So you may ask why we do not choose the studio. It's because 526 is not used by all surfing students, but studio is already used by all surfing students. Also, 526 is more square-like, which is more favorable for lecture or tutorial purpose. Another reason is that 526 is originally used for lecture or tutorial use, but the studio is just used for leisure use. Then you may ask, why are we choosing 526? Because firstly, it has high coverage. As most people are using 526 among all other classrooms, 526 can benefit most people. Secondly, 526 has large open space without column, which is more versatile and can accommodate more facilities.
After talking about the background information of the project, it's time to move on to the highlights of our new design. In this picture, we can see that we are going to provide some high-tech facilities, for example, the iTables, the 3D LCD screen, smart board, etc., for teaching aid purposes. And we also have environmentally friendly features, for example, the light-sensitive window at the back of the room, which will change its transparency according to the light intensity. So here comes the walkthrough video of our new KB526. First of all, we will have the new loudspeaker system for better sound effect. And also there will be smart table, which will provide information to the students or any people who attend lectures, discussion with the information they needed. Smart board, we are not only having 1 but 3. Here comes the important features, the partitional wall. And also, here will be the new 3D LCD screen, projecting 3D images. We have upgraded the lighting system. And also, last but not least, the light-sensitive window. It is mentioned that it is really environmentally friendly, and it is how the new KB526 look like. So as I mentioned, another important new feature is the flexible partition wall. And let's look into the isometric sketch first. Here we can see there are 3 combinations. First one is there's just lecture room. Second one is 1 lecture room with a discussion or conference room. Last one is there are 3 of them. So here we can see the design of the 3 combinations, and you can see that we're trying to provide a comfortable, simple but high-tech environment for the people to have lectures or discussion or conference, and it is our main objective.
So, before we talk about the details of our project, let's take a look at some definition first. The first is VDC. So what exactly is VDC? It's very simple. That means we need to have a visual design of a building and then construct it accordingly. It is the use of multidisciplinary models such as 3D computer simulations and timelines in order to provide a better management of the project in the construction. The models used facilitate information sharing among different parties. The second one is POP. It is a model that provides simple yet complete project definition, including the functional requirement, the responsible parties, and the construction process for the whole project. The product. It is a facility, usually a building or a structure, that a project team will work on it. It serves as an objective for the project. The organization. The teams that will design and construct the building. The process. The work steps that a team will follow to design and build the product. For the potential value of VDC at university education, as the construction industry is ever growing and the way of managing construction projects changes drastically, students can develop awareness of trends, potential results, and issues in VDC. Also, they can develop specific skills and the use of VDC methods such as BIM and POP models. However, it is not applicable to many subjects in the university. It is only applicable to a few subjects such as architecture, engineering, and surveying. Also, students will not have much experience in applying the VDC methods. For the potential value in the real estate and construction industry, it can help predict and resolve issues before the construction starts, which can greatly reduce the cost and time of construction. Also, the effective information sharing nature of the VDC models enable a more effective communication between the parties in project team. However, there are some limits. First, it costs a lot of money and time in developing the models such as the 3D simulation of the whole buildings, which may cause delay in the design stage. Also, it is still not widely used in the industry.
It is important to show the audience the whole picture of the project. There are different tools for presenting the project idea to our clients. These include POP model, building information model, BIM, organization charts, Gantt charts, and 4D animations. In this part, I will talk about the business purposes of the tool. POP stands for Product, Organization, and Process. The POP model provides a complete project definition to the project. At early stage, we can have a basic overview to the project, like the important building components, like the type of furniture and electronic devices, responsible parties like purchase manager and the schedule. This gives an overview to the audience and help informing the project team, since the team will have the basic information of the whole project and know what components are included. After the POP model, it comes to building information modeling. It helps visualizing the whole project and turn 2D floor plan to 3D model. The positions of different elements can be clearly shown. Apart from this, the model can be updated throughout the project so that the changed made to the design can be seen immediately. Different parties like the architects, contractors, surveyors, etc. can have the latest information of the design of the project. For the organization chart, the division of labor and the relationship among different parties can be shown clearly. For example, in our project, we can see from the organization chart that the project manager will be under the client directly and he can coordinate all the parties. This allows a better arrangement for the project as each party will know the position in the project. For the Gantt charts and the 4D animation, the time sequence can be clearly shown as the chart shows the time duration while the animation shows the process with animation, so the clash and delay of the projects can be avoided. Also, client can know what is going on at a certain period of time, so even if the audience is not a profession of construction, he or she can still obtain the information of construction easily. The benefits will multiple if all the above tools are used, so a comprehensive view can be obtained for the whole project. Useful information can be presented in a more organized way. The whole process of management and construction will be smoother too. After that, I'll talk about the reasons of modeling and analysis. First, there will be better collaboration between different stakeholders, as each party's responsibility can be well known throughout the different tools. Second, there will be a better schedule of work. The time of different work are shown clearly so that conflicts can be avoided. And if there are any changes, it will be updated through the models, and contingency plan can be developed beforehand even accidents may occur. The third one is that there can be immediate update of information. When there are changes made, updates can be made in the modeling. So different parties can have synchronized information at once so that these facilitate the information transfer.
After seeing the potential value of VDC in the university and the business world, let's look at the planning part of our project. The objective of iRooms are interactive and flexible. First of all, for interactive, the iRoom aims at linking the presenter and audience through high-tech technology. For example, the iTable and the holographic projector. It can demonstrate the real 3D effects to the conference participants. Secondly, it is flexible. The iRoom can vary according to the needs of the conference, and it can simplify the control of the whole room according to the presenter. For example, the light-sensitive window, it can vary its transparency according to the light needed by the conference. Here comes the integrated POP model of the whole project. The POP FFB model demonstrates the course and people and process underneath the whole project. In here, for the product part, we have three aims. We divided into its aims in the interactive building services and flexibility. It shows what are needed in the product to show the functional objective, like the holographic projector screen and the iTable, and this showcases the expected behavior behind each item, like the estimated cost, any legal compliances, and the spatial consideration. Secondly, for the organization, the POP model shows the whole organization and personnel needed for the whole project and expected behavior. For example, we expect the estimated percentage sharing of the main contractor and architect for the whole project. Thirdly, this is the process of the POP model. It showcases the time and dates needed for each step of the construction process. We start from the design, demolition, delivery, construction, and trial operation. This POP model can be used by the client to follow the process and to see if the schedule can be catched.
In order to have a clear picture of the whole project team, let's take a look at our organization chart. The first one will be the client. He will provide design requirements and budget constraints. Directly under the client will be the project manager. He is responsible for planning, execute, and monitor the whole project. Under the project manager, we'll have 6 parties. The first one is the architect. He will design the iRoom. The second one will be the quantity surveyor. He will manage the cost of the project. The third one will be the modeling facilitator. He will ensure all models are consistent to design and meet the quality standard by the client. The fourth one will be the IT department. The department will specialize in installation, technical support, and maintenance. The fifth party will be the purchase manager. He will select the most appropriate equipment and furniture to purchase. The final party will be the main contractor, which is responsible to build the iRoom, planning and scheduling of the construction work. Under the main contractor, we'll have 4 subcontractors. The first one will be the building services subcontractor, which will be responsible to build the building services. The second one will be the fire services subcontractor. He will install the fire services like sprinklers. The third one will be the floor, wall, and ceiling subcontractor. He will build the wall, floor, ceiling, and the floor. The final one will be the electrical and mechanical subcontractor, which is responsible to build the internet work.
Now, let's look at the design of the iRoom. We define this plot according to our proposed aim. First of all, for the interactive experience, we have 2 highlights here. First, the iTable. Second, the holographic projector. For the iTable, it can facilitate the information exchange between the presenter and the audience and also among the conference participants. As you can see, iTable is in fact a smart table all-in-one tablet fixed on the table, so that you can see the information, you can see the files, you can see anything immediately happen just on your table without the need to bring your own laptop. This is the proposed user interface of the iTable. First of all, you can have a conference function by pressing this button. The conference function, you can have an immediate video show up of who are going to say anything, and you can see there is a mic, there is a loudspeaker buttons to control the voice output of the presenter. Secondly, this is the microphone button so that your voice can be amplified during your speech, so that everyone in the conference can hear your voice and opinions clearly. And then there is an iCloud system installed in iRoom. You can share your files to the iCloud system so that everyone can take a look of the documents immediately. Also, there are USB sockets in the iTable. You can connect your iPhone, Android phone, any tablet, and even your own PC for synchronization of information, so that your data on your mobile phone can be put into the iTable and shown to the other conference participants. You can see there's a sync button. Here you can see any building plans can be shown on the iTable, so that the users can enlarge any plans they want just by tipping their fingers on the iTable screen. This is a comment box of the iTable. Every one of the conference participants can add their comment and show immediately on the comment box, so that all the others audience can see all the other individual comments of the participants. There is a fingerprint button there so that it can codify and add extra security onto the documents. Also, there is a voting system. As you can see here, this is the voting system result. Every one of the participants can cast their vote, and the result will be immediately calculated and shown on the iTable and filled together to make decision more easier. Finally, we have a news and an email functions on the iTable. Everyone can look at the BBC News and other news providers to have an immediate news sharing with others, and the email functions can act as an official email sender. After the amazing iTable, here comes the second amazing part of the iRoom, the holographic projector. Holographic projector is a 3D image generator to show the 3D model of an information at the front of the iRoom. On just one screen, you can see the 3D and even 4D rendering of the model. For example, in a conference about the building modeling, you can use this projector to showcase your 3D model, BIM model, and you can control it and roll your building by mouses or even just a finger. As you can see in this picture, the Steve Jobs, the man standing next to the presenter, are just the image rendered by the holographic projector. Using this holographic projector, you can bring the real building to the conference room by just using these imaginative gadgets. After seeing the interactiveness of the iRoom, here comes the second main point of the iRoom: flexibility. First of all, we have the partition wall installed in the iRoom so that you can change the layout of the room according to the conference need. If the conference is a small size one, you can divide the room into three different proportions, 2 for smaller conference and 1 for lecture use, by just moving the partition wall installed at the wall side of the iRoom. Secondly, there is a smart automatic window shade. This light-sensitive window can change the transparency of glass according to the sunlight outside. If it is a sunny day, the window shade will become darkened to block extra sunlight and avoid glare. However, in a cloudy or rainy day, it's become more transparent so as to allow more sunlight coming in, reducing the need of switching on more light or lamps and reducing the energy consumption here. Thirdly, we have a single point control. What we can see in a normal conference is that the presenter are often confused the location of light switch and also the air con. So that's why we put all things just on one button and one screen. The presenter can control the air con, light and window shade by just one panel, and they can hold the conference smoothly without looking around the room.
So here comes the demolition of the present KB526, and we can see below there is a Gantt chart showing the process of the whole demolition. And the first one is the moving out of furniture and an installation, and it will take total about 4 days. And the second one is the demolition of fitting and settings. It will take about 4 days. Then it is the construction of the new doors. It will take 31 days. And finally, it is the demolition of the walls in KB526, and it will take about 1 day to finish it. Then here comes the 4D model of the construction of the new KB526. The first one is the construction of walls, and we can see the green part is that the construction is under the process, and then is the ventilation and the fire services of the KB526, and then is the lighting fixture of the KB526 onto the ceiling. And then we can see the floor finish is completing, and here comes the installation of the partition walls, and we can see the 2 green parts are the partition walls in the future. And finally it will be the furniture such as the 3D screen and smart tables, stereo type loudspeaker, and some movable chairs finally. So it is the completion of the KB526, and we can see here.
Here comes to the time schedule of construction, the Gantt chart. It shows the sequence and period for each task. The planning followed the RIBA plans of work, which is a well-recognized schedule of work with authority. This can reduce the risk of designing our own schedule or misplacing the sequence of work. The project has started on the 18th of February and will end on the 12th of August. It lasts about 126 days. The work at the moment is the design stage. It will then followed by tendering and procurement of materials and equipment. The actual construction will start from the 2nd of June to 22nd of July. The reason of choosing this time period is that the last teaching day of this semester is the 31st of May. In order to avoid clash with lectures held in room 5 to 6, the construction work lies within the semester break. As you can see, the highlighted parts are the critical tasks. They include the procurement of materials and equipment, demolition of present room, building services systems, construction of false ceiling, raised floor, and installation of iRoom features. These tasks cannot be delayed as they have no slack in time and will affect the project finish date if so. There is a buffering time allowed between the shipping and demolition of the room.
Okay, now we come to the contract and procurement. For the contract, we are going to use the traditional lump sum contract because of the simplicity of the project. The traditional lump sum contract can actually reduce the remeasurement cost of the project, and this method is extremely suitable for simple and small-scale projects. For the procurement, we are going to use the traditional procurement. The contractor and consultant is directly under the department, and it can provide our department a single point of accountability. For the tendering method, we will use both selective tendering and negotiated tendering for different contractor. For the main contractor, we will use the selective tendering because it can sort out choices according to different needs, and while it can also allow competition among tenderers to ensure the quality. For this, we are going to use the HKIS standard form of building contract with quantity of edition 2005. For the subcontractors, we are going to use the negotiated tendering because it can not only better meet our client's requirement, while it can also provide our client an opportunity to build up partnership within the industry. For this, we are going to use the HKIS standard form of nominated subcontract of edition 2005.
After knowing the design and the contract procurement methods of the project, let's look at some more practical things, the potential risks and alternatives. First of all, for the budget, we divide the budget into 10 smaller parts: preliminaries, external wall, internal wall, floor, ceiling, door, furniture, electronic item, cleaning, consultancy fee, and the contingency. It adds up to the total to around 0.890 million, and 0.34 million of them is the material costs. So you can see, compared with the other renovation occurred in other universities around the globe, which costs around $1 million, the iRoom design and the iRoom whole project, the cost of them is an acceptable one.
There are two major decision makers in the project. First of all is the client. He should specify the functional performance and specifications or related requirements, and also he should specify the overall budget for the project and make final decision on the type of materials and equipment. On the construction side, the project manager will be the major decision makers. He should decide on the procurement of materials and equipment and on tender award. He should monitor the progress of the project and facilitate communication and collaboration between stakeholders. For example, he should act as a middleman between the client and subcontractors and as the coordinator of all subcontractors. He should settle conflicts between stakeholders. There are several potential risks in the project. First of all is the shipping problem. As shown on the POP model, the purchase manager will be responsible for the purchase of equipment and furniture. He should keep track of delivery issue, dates, and status. He should keep close contact with suppliers and subcontractors. On the other hand, the involved subcontractors should monitor the delivery of the materials and equipment so as to prevent any delay or to deal with the associated problems. Next is the sudden technical problems. In the Gantt chart, the installation of iRoom features will start on the 8th of July, and the related subcontractors will be responsible for it. On the other hand, the responsible parties are the IT department, smartboard subcontractor, iTable subcontractor. They should develop contingency plans to identify and cope with different problems. And for the main contractor, he should facilitate communication and coordinate collaboration work between these different parties. Due to the limited space in room 5 to 6, there may be insufficient working area for concurrent installations. There may be limited space for installation tools and equipment, and this may affect the work schedule. As shown in the Gantt chart, the installation of smartboards and LCD screens, and also the installation of iTables and computers will be carried out at the same time. So the related subcontractors and main contractors should have prior planning of required tools and equipment, and the main contractor should have sufficient communication and collaboration with these parties. Last but not least, the performance of the iRoom may not be able to meet clients' requirement, as the requirements may be unachievable at this stage of technology. So the project manager, the decision maker, should identify and explain the constraints in the project. He should communicate with the client and make a regular report on the project.
All the geometric shapes are confined. Like the triangles, they have 3 edges and 3 vertices. And for parallelogram, they even have more rules to follow. But then with us, you can be infinite. That even under limited resources and regulations, you can have endless opportunities, just like the endless patterns of a tangram puzzle.
Construction project is complicated and it's never easy. So let's look at our personal reflection and to see what we have learned from this meaningful scenario.
Frankly speaking, this is one of the most challenging studio projects I have encountered because the workload is a little bit heavy. However, I do agree that we have learned a lot from this iRoom project. At the beginning, we have completely no idea about how to create an innovative and workable iRoom from nothing. Then we start discussing about different ideas and figuring out more details of each component of our ideal iRoom. During these few weeks, everyone has been using their strengths and trying their best to fulfill their duties, ranging from working out the BIM models to computing the POP models. And it's good to see our work comes out good.
The last week of the studio is to prepare a video about our new iRoom. The challenges are to review our ideas and modify them to the best solution. This week, me and Michael continue our work on BIM modeling and 4D simulation. It is encouraging to have shown our beautiful renderings, walkthroughs, and Naviworks in the presentation. We feel great about the design of the iRoom and we are proud of it. Rendering a walkthrough is a tough task to us and our computer. It takes a lot of time and effort to make trials of our rendering video. The disappointing fact is that we often fail to produce a clear video after a long time of rendering. The next stage of the studio is to present our ideas to our brand new KB526 to our clients by video. For the walkthrough visualization problem, we will solve it by using a video rendering software with an MEP.
I think this scenario was very challenging because we have to do so much in 3 weeks. I remember that when we were having our first studio meeting, we were told about the POP model, and we were also confused because we have no idea of what's going on. But then after some research, we started to know about this model, And when I really started to do the POP model, I actually found it quite useful because it helped me to think in a more comprehensive way. And I think it's not just useful in this scenario, but it's also very beneficial to our lifelong development. And I think the biggest challenge in this scenario was that we have discovered that we have neglected the use of conference room at a very late stage. And so we have to rethink about ideas and come up with new solutions in a very short period. And then the BIM model and the Prezi have to be changed on quite a tight schedule. But then I think such experience was very good because it pushed us to maximize our potential. And so I think it's quite a constructive experience.
In this project, I'm impressed by VDC and the complication of a construction project. This was the first time for us to use VDC and Navisworks. As a producer, I can even feel the convenience of using VDC to link different factors together. As a project manager, I can as well experience the interrelationship between costs, people, and time. So it is never too easy to coordinate all parts together. Most importantly, it is all about teamwork. We have closer cooperation between groupmates, and more than that, we develop mutual trust and support after this scenario.
Compared to the first scenario, this scenario is much more challenging. First of all, we have to deal with the new software, Autodesk Navisworks, to build the 4D model, which is the first challenging thing. And the other thing is the time management thing, because we have to finish the 3D model, come up with the ideas, put them into the models, and present like in 3 weeks or 4 weeks, which is really challenging. And I think this scenario is really useful for me because first of all, we learn POP model and we learn much more about the VDC, and I think these things will prove useful later in our career. Hopefully they do. Last but not least, I think BIM is becoming more and more important, and hopefully this task can help me to develop my career later on.
In the past weeks, our group has to use different computer softwares like 3D building information model and the 4D animation for completing the project. The insight I get in the past weeks are that there are many different programs assisting the development of building information as well as some details of the construction. With help of those programs, we can make the whole picture clearer. Therefore, it's really important to familiarize myself with those programs. They will be quite useful for our future career, even they may not be so direct. Having the ability to interpret them or even use them will be beneficial to our career.
In the first meeting, we were introduced to the POP model. In fact, when I first came to this model, I did not understand what it really is and its usefulness. However, when we get to work on it, I can really see it's a great tool for us to develop and organize different components of a project systematically, as it helps us to have more in-depth thinking on various aspects of the whole construction process. For example, to identify the relevant parties and objectives. This scenario also provides us with the chance to explore various VDC and BIM softwares like Navisworks. They will be more and more popular in use due to their benefits on construction projects, so it is good for us to try to apply it in this scenario. Both POP model and VDC will be useful for me not only in other subjects but also my future career in the construction industry. All in all, although it's a bit rushed for us to complete the whole project within the limited time, I have gained a lot in this scenario and I really enjoyed the time to work together with my groupmates.
Though this project is a bit rushed, I did learn a lot from it. First, I found that VDC is becoming much more popular in the industry.
It can help predict and resolve issues before the construction starts, which can greatly reduce the cost and time of the construction. Also, the information sharing nature of the VDC models, in particular the POP models and the building information models, enable a more effective communication between different stakeholders in a project team, as these models provide us a more comprehensive view of the progress of the whole project. Apart from the technical stuff, I have learned also that a better time management and division of labor are the keys to work efficiently in such limited time. Last but not least, I must thank all my group mates for their hard work, and I enjoyed working with them very much.